And who says the 318 cannot make power? Stay tuned and I'm going to prove you wrong.
Nick's Garage is supported by Atlas Equipment and K-Tool International. Over the years, Nick has built quite a reputation for himself as he built powerful muscle car engines for his friends and clients. He knows how to get big numbers out of old school engines like the legendary Mopar 440 and 426 Hemi. But recently, a young man came to Nick and asked him to work with something he has never seen before.
Hi, I'm Nick and welcome to my shop. Well, I got something different on the dyno. This is a small block LA 318. Not a 340, not a 360, but a 318 with a stroker crank of 4-inch, which equals 390 cubic inches in a small block. Yeah, this is uncommon. I've never done one of these. And my customer brought it in, a young guy. By the way, he's from the South Shore of Montreal. His name is Patrick. And, he had it built by someone and he wasn't happy with it. It was burning oil. Doesn't know what kind of power it made. And he told me, Nick, do something, overhaul it. Maybe it needs a bigger cam. I don't know. So I'm going to give you a few details of this engine. It is a 318 with a stroker crank of 4-inch, 390 cubic inch. Okay, it's got cast iron heads. They've been ported out. It's got the factory valves to inside it. It's got an RPM Performer intake made by Elderbach. It's got a 750 double pumper with the made by Proform. And I like to tune and build the engines the way the customers bring them in. No spacer, his carburetor, and of course the cam we choose and all that. And the cam also depends if it's power brakes or not. We try not to use vacuum pumps or anything else to assist it in power brakes. We just want it to be a straight bolt-in. We also went with a flat tappet camshaft. I got a cam from ComCam, and I'm also using flat tappet hydraulic lifters from Melling. This engine has a 10.5 compression ratio with cast iron heads. And if people want to know what kind of casting heads they are, they're not the J heads, they're not the X heads. They are the casting number 3671587 is the casting number of the cylinder head. We have factory push rods, factory rockers. And it's a stock oil pan, stock oil pump, and if we have a regular double roller timing chain, and so forth. And if everybody wanted to know, some people like to ask what kind of a camshaft. The camshaft is a 525 lift, which is on the intake and on the exhaust. And the duration at 50 is at 231 on the intake and 237 on the exhaust. Yes, if you guys wanted to see, this is the cam right here. A lot of guys like to know sometimes what kind of a cam I'm using on a certain engines. And in this case, very, very rare, he brought me a set of exhaust manifolds to install on a 390 small block. This reminds me of my 528 Hemi that I built on display, big cubic inch motor with exhaust manifolds. And this gentleman did the same. So he brought this in for me to build, put it together, and of course dyno test it. I want to get some testing done to see everything goes well. Last night we just broke in the cam. I did a break-in on the cam with the thumper carburetor. But he called me and he told me, Nick, I want to test it with my carburetor. So I put his double pumper 750 CFM. I just want to get it started. I want to make sure it goes good. I want to make sure that I'm sure it's going to go well because I did the timing last night. He brought an MSD ready to run ignition distributor. I set the timing last night at 36 degrees at full advance, and I'm ready to run it on 94 octane fuel. Is it going to make 1 horsepower per cubic inch? I don't know. This is our goal from now on. When I start building engines, a lot of people like to get as much as they can. It's not a racing engine, it's a cruising engine. And you know what? It wants to run a pump gas. And if he wants to put power brakes on it, well, let's see how much vacuum he has and let's make some testing and see how it goes.
So what do you think this setup will make? Leave a comment with your guess.
Here we go. What I like about the electric water pump is I turn it off so I can warm it up quicker. So I play with the switch on and off as I desire it. Okay, we're gonna have to give it some time to warm up. You know, I read my comments on my, as much as I can, when I can, that people tell me, you know, when you test motors, why don't you try this intake, this carburetor, or this cam, or this rockers, and this. I work with what I have. You know, a customer gives me what he has, that's how it's going to run in the car, so I work with what I have. For example, like this one here, he asked me to put a bigger cam, which we did. But I'm working with that intake, his carburetor, no spacer on the base of the carburetor, the way you see it. I don't just experiment with things. I do sometimes if it's personal, but this is an engine that belongs to a client, so I work with what they bring me in, make it the best I can, and then throw it into the car. We're going to start at 3,000 and take it to 5,000 RPM at 300 RPMs per second. If it needs more RPM, then we'll go further up. We have all different graphs with different dashes on this. Wow, this is cool, right? Check that out. Bring down the idle, it's a bit too fast. Vacuum is about 15 inches on idle. So maybe if he installs power brakes, you might have enough vacuum for power brakes. It's on the motor, but 14, 15 is the margin. Anyway, it doesn't matter, he has no power brakes. Let's put it to the test. I just want to thank Bobby Hupp that sent us these headphones with a microphone, so I'm going to try them on. And we could communicate with George. And here we go. We're just going to make one test, just to heat sink the block, and then after that we're going to take it from there. Here we go. I'm going to go to 3 grand, 5 grand. One horsepower per cubic inch at 4,900 RPM. Wow, that's cool. Okay, here. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Torque is like 433 at 4,100. Well, like I said, we just heat sink the block. Now we're just gonna start testing it. We got 391 horsepower at 4,900 RPM, and it's still climbing. Take a look. So we're gonna have to rev it more than 5 grand. There goes our 1 horsepower per cubic inch, so we're in it. And I know the time is good there at 36. I've done a few 340s with the cast iron heads. Okay, so you know what? Let's do it again. Then we're gonna go to higher RPM. Let's go to 55. Here we go. 5,500 RPM. Let me check the air fuel ratio too at the same time. This is his carburetor, so I got a good idle out of it. That's good. We're gonna take it to 3 grand to 55, 300 RPMs per second. Let me just check the air fuel ratio. Wow, he's on the rich side. Okay, 11.9, 12.1, he's a bit on the rich side. But you know what, let's make another test. All right, here we go. Put the fan on, George.
Fan on.
This is really cool, man. Walkie-talkie with headphones with all the noise going on, beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna take it at 5,500 RPM. And wow, 391. How far is this thing gonna go? Here we go. I'm taking it to 5,500 RPM. Wow, 400. Yeah, this is cool, man. Even the torque is above 440. This thing's good. It's doing good numbers, man. 404, 404. Let's check this out. 400, 401, 402. Don't tell me I gotta go higher RPMs. Let's check it out. I gotta go listen to the engine before I do anything. Gotta make sure, you know, every time I rev it high, I want to make sure that there's nothing on loose in the engine. Wow. Horsepower. Wow. With manifold. I'm really surprised with the manifold's cast iron head. But he's got a good carburetor, he's got a good intake manifold. Okay. Well, I did some good numbers. We're not talking about a 340 or a 360 here. We're talking about a 318 that stroked out to 390 cubic inches. And we pulled out a 404 horsepower. Wow. That is something. That is something. I'm very surprised. I thought it might hit maybe 380, but 400, 404, and it's still climbing. Man, how much do we have to rev it? And you know, I've got 120 pounds of spring pressure on the valves, so I hope we don't get a valve float. So I'm going to bring it up to 56. Let's see what happens at 56. We got over 440 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty good for an A-body, which is a light car. That's not bad at all. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up to 56. Here we go. All right, we're gonna bring it up to 5,600 RPM, and after that, I think I'm gonna retard the timing. So let's take one thing at a time. Here we go. George, put the fan on.
Roger that.
Wow. Okay, here we go. 5,600 RPM. Here we go. Everything's there. Let me check one more thing. Connect the PCB valve, but we're just gonna try it out. Okay, here we go. One, two, here we go. 5,600 RPM. There it is. Okay. We're back there at 404. I guess we maxed that out at 404 horsepower, and the torque is 443. We have 443 foot-pounds of torque on a small block. Not bad, not bad at 4,200 RPM. And the horsepower comes in at 404 at 5,400 RPM. I'm just going to retard the timing 2 degrees and take it from there. Just because I know 36 might be a bit too much with the 10.5 compression on cast iron heads, 10.5 compression ratio. Here we go. Hey, let's check the oil pressure. Didn't even check that. Let's make sure it goes good. You check the oil pressure. Oil pressure's there. No oil leaks. That's good. No water leaks. Do we have anything? I don't think so. Okay, I backed up the timing. I gave it another couple of degrees. So we're at 34 degrees right now. I'll make another test. Maybe I should connect the PCV valve, which I'm going to do later on. I got the oil hot. I want to make sure we tighten the valve covers. Wow. You'll be happy with this, 400 plus horsepower. Not bad. After all, it is a 318. 390, of course. It's a 390 cubic inch, but you can still tell everybody it's a 318. Not bad. Okay, 318 with a 4-barrel. Okay, I think I'm ready to make another test. Let me see. You know what? Put the fan on. Let's do it. Here we go. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Check, chickadee check. This is Tower.
Okay.
You're cleared to take off on runway 440, Mr. Nick.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Thank you.
Onward and upward.
I think I got everything. Take off. I don't think it liked it. No, 36 is where it likes it. All right, I'm going to put the timing back at 36. Shut it down. Let me listen to any engine noises. And after that, I'm going to connect the PCV valve. I don't know why it's got a... I see oil on the shield. Okay, I'm going to put the timing back. All right, I'm going to connect the PCV valve. Same time, I'm going to put the timing where it was. We lost about 5-6 horsepower there, so I'm going to put it back where it was at 36 degrees. So many temporalities, just want to try something. Oh, I got the vacuum from the distributor. think I'm ready. I backed up the timing, I put it back where it was. So the timing is good. The air fuel ratio is a bit on the rich side. And I'm gonna have to put down the jets on it, but you know what? He bought it like that, I don't know why. Or he might want to put a spacer, so I'm gonna wait for my customer to come in later on. Or maybe I'll do it right now in a few minutes. But right now I just connected the PCV valve, and I backed up the timing, and let's try it again. Here we go. Back up there. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Let me go take a look outside, see what's going on. Not bad. It's got over 440 foot-pounds of torque on a small block. We hit our 390 plus horsepower. We got 406 and looks pretty impressive. I got no spacer on the carburetor, nothing. But the only problem is that it's running rich at 11.9, 12.1 air fuel ratio at full throttle, which I'm not crazy about. But what I might do is maybe put a spacer on it. Maybe I should put a spacer on the carburetor. Should I? Or should I wait for my customer? You know what? I'll wait for my customer because I know he told me to tune it the way it is. So in the meantime, as you guys can see, a 318 with a 4-inch stroker crank, cast iron heads, ported out with a 525 flat tappet camshaft, can pull up 406 horsepower at 5,400 RPM and over 442 foot-pounds of torque at 4,100 RPM. I think that's a great little engine. Okay, I think it's pretty cool, man. I think it's really nice. So I'm gonna wait for my client to come in this afternoon. We'll take it from there. There it is. People are asking me about a 318. There you have it. Except this one is stroked out. We are running 94 octane. I did not hear any pinging at all. He's running on his Pro Form 750 double pump carburetor. It's running on the rich side, and I know if I put a spacer, it's gonna lean it out. But you know, 406 horsepower is good power. So you know what? I'm gonna leave it. I'm waiting for my client to come in this afternoon, and we'll take it from there. And in the meantime, subscribe to my channel, you guys, please. And thank you for watching us here on Nick's Garage. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content, and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.